Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Vinu Karthik and I will be the SAA for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the 738th meeting of our Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club. I also welcome DTM Patricia and DTM Bala Venkat and our table topic master Nadian and our Toastmaster Joseph Dick, our president Toastmaster Nazneen. So before starting this meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules for the benefits of the guests and members. We follow in our Toastmaster meeting. As Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain from these topics while discussing these topics. So please put yourself on mute if you are not talking. Please turn off your video if you are stepping out of the meeting. So as everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise our club has a mission. The mission of our club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I would announce this meeting as open and I would request everyone to give a big round of applause to our president and welcome our club president, Toastmaster Nazneen.
Thank you, Vinu, for those kind words and stating our mission. And I'm sure the mission and vision of Toastmasters is being incorporated at Speech Weavers. Greetings to one and all. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I will not say good night though, because we have got what is called the Toastmasters meeting. I call to order meeting number 730 open. The minutes of the meeting were shared on the WhatsApp. Are there any recommendations or amendments? Just so show me a thumbs up if it's fine. Yes? Yes, thank you so much. I pass the minutes of the meeting of 729 as passed. So, what does dedication mean to all of you? Anyone from the guests, first-time guests, can introduce themselves and tell us what does dedication mean to you? You can unmute yourselves. Yes, sir. Thiru Salam, sir. What does dedication mean to you?
Dedication means committed.
Good. Very good. Anyone else? Yes, Lucy, oh, I can see you on camera. Everybody turn on your cameras. It's really good to speak.
I think dedication means giving your very best. That's something you're passionate about.
Wow, that's really great. Awesome. Yes, Ajay, sir, do you want to speak? What does dedication mean to you?
Dedication means sticking to a cause at any cost.
That's awesome. If anybody else wants to talk about what dedication means to them? Yes, Arun.
As per me, I think dedication is something your dedication. It's so that dedication.
Wow, awesome. Yes. Dedication is something, all that amalgamation together. I would definitely say that yes, dedication is something that you have to work, hard work, so that you can attain what the goals that you've got in life. Whatever may be in your professional life or your personal life. So, what great example then Toastmasters, that has actually taught me. I'm the greatest example. This organization has made me connect with the audience the way the audience are. Being an entrepreneur is not an easy job. They say you're your own boss, but whatever goes wrong, you are accountable for that, not XYZ. Therefore, this platform has made me be dedicated. Make sure that you are accountable for your actions. Yes, Toastmasters, how many of them must have benefited from this organization worldwide, globally, not just in just this meeting? I'm sure there must be so many meetings being conducted all around the world. Therefore, what research has, how many projects have we done? We have broken the ice, connected with the audience. We've done research, presented, evaluated. Today, I just wanted to, since we are going to go on the power of pathways with a powerful, dynamic personality. Yes, this has made me to be more diligent, be more mindful of others. Yes, life is not a bed of roses. With those roses comes those thorns. What are those thorns? Your failures. But what do? Don't sit back or don't go backwards. Move forward in your life, because nobody is perfect and nothing good or anything really great comes to you without failures. Those are the keys to success. What is it? That is determination, being diligent and determined that yes, we can, as the former president of United States, Barack Obama, always says, yes, we can. And now, to lead us into this magnificent journey in today's meeting is a person who's not only dynamic, diligent, distinguished Toastmaster, DTM Bala Venkat, a passionate public speaker based in Singapore. Believe me, he's come all across the sea. Today, I think many of you all have come from different places. Yes, who sincerely believes that words can truly inspire and change lives. Yes? Yes or yes? Yes. So I now hand over the podium to our event chair, DTM Bala Venkat. Can we have a round of applause, please?
Thank you, Club President, for that kind intro, and dear friends, welcome. Let me first, for the benefit of everybody, brief you about Toastmasters International. Toastmasters International, an organization established in 1924 by its founder, Ralph J. Smedley, an international speaking organization headquartered in Eaglewood, Colorado, with approximately 280,000 members, with over 14,700 in 144 countries. The count just keeps growing and growing. Ralph J. Smedley famously said, "Ours is the only organization I know dedicated to the we work together to bring out the best in each of us, and then we apply these skills to help others." Ladies and gentlemen, we are all here. Welcome you all to the 7th chapter meeting of Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. Today, as our club president said, it's a very special meeting, and today's agenda, we have a keynote speech from a very special person, followed by a Q&A, and then a scintillating table topic session. So make sure you're fully present in today's meeting. As our club president said, theme of today's meeting is dedication. And I would like to share the story of chicken and pig. Not sure how many of you have heard it before, but if you heard it before, please bear with me, listen to me one more time. Chicken in a farm asked the pig, "Can we start a restaurant together?" Pig was happy to hear that and said, "I always want to be an entrepreneur, and I'm really tired of working for the farmer. Yeah, so let's start the restaurant together. Tell me, chicken, how do you want to name our restaurant?" The chicken thought for a while and said, "Ham and eggs." Pig thought about it and said, "Come on, chicken, that's not fair. I will die in the process of making the ham while you just have to participate, whereas I have to be fully and committed." My dear Toastmasters, think about that story. Do you want to be a chicken or a pig? Don't get me wrong. I'm not asking you to die for Toastmasters, but do you want to just come and attend the meeting? Or do you want to commit and dedicate yourself by participating fully in Toastmasters meeting, by taking up various roles so that not only do you grow, but shine that light on others? So my dear friends, I ask you again, do you want to be a chicken or a pig? And a perfect role model from Toastmasters community for today's theme, dedication, is none other than our keynote speaker, DTM Patricia Yap. Not once, but 2 times, 2019-20, she was District 51 Toastmaster of the Year. In the year 2021-22, she was District 51 Division P Director and also earned the President's Distinction. And she is the first member of District 51 to complete not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but all 11 parts on May 10, 2023. What a perfect example for commitment and dedication in Toastmasters. It's such a pleasure to have DTM Patricia Yap as our keynote speaker titled Power of Pathways. I sincerely request all of you to listen carefully and send in your questions on the Zoom chat that you want to ask our esteemed keynote speaker, DTM Patricia, which will get answered in our Q&A session. So keep typing away your questions. So let's put our hands together and welcome DTM Patricia Yap to deliver her keynote address.
Thank you so much, DTM Barla. If all of you are feeling great and you can't wait to start the session, give me a thumbs up, not just one, but a double thumbs up. Fantastic. To commemorate this very, very important event, it's certainly my honor to be. I want to recognize each and every one of you, the 38 of you in the house right now. And I do encourage you to text some of your friends if they can make it. Now, for the next 30 minutes, I'll be sharing purely from my own personal experience. So I really want to make a disclaimer. While I will do my best to serve all of you with my personal stories, some of the tips that I share will only work if you are willing to take some risks along the way. To commemorate the session, I would now encourage each and every one of you, if you please turn on your video. I'm going to get one of my besties who is here to support me, the senior Toastmaster, Lucy Ho. If you are able to, would you be able to help me to take a photo of each and every one of you? Even if you have no idea what you're going to share by the end of my session, I want you to give us a big smile. You invest in your self-growth. That happiest moment when you know you are growing to be a better person. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able to turn on your screen, I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and give your biggest smile. Distinguished Toastmaster Lucy will be there to capture the photo. Thank you so much to all of you. I know some of you are my club members, I need to mention this. Thank you to especially President Naveem and also Joseph for bringing me to Speech Weavers. By the way, I'm going to let all of you know a fun fact. I always wanted to have a sharing session at Speech Weavers because this is certainly one of the most happening clubs in District 92, and it's an honor for me to be here to share my story with all the great leaders. Give yourself a big thumbs up. And along with that, I need to recognize my president, Murli from Founders District, SMET and Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much for all your support that I am who I am because he was, in fact, one of my silent mentors that very few people are aware of. I learned from him so much because he, to me, is that very super dedicated leaders I've seen in my entire life. And along the way, I also want to recognize my District 51 friends and leaders, Tarmizi, Betty, who just tuned in, Peter, you are from District 102, but I recognize you, and certainly Tim is my member from Smedley Chapter 1 Advanced. And also I want to recognize Dr. Savia, who just tuned in from London. And certainly my great friend from District 87, Lucy Ho. Thank you so much for all your support. And for all of you, event chair from District 80, I am so honored and I want to recognize each and every one of you. How I do that, I'd like all of you to put your name in the chat box and let me know which district you are from. And let me know, certainly our division director, thank you so much, Murli. I need to also extend my appreciation to my founders division director. AJ, you are here. Ajay, thank you so much for being here. I am learning, so my disclaimer is simple. I am learning, I'm going to share my story, and I hope the tips that I share will work. It will surely work if we stay open, take some risks. So one of the learning outcomes that I'm going to share with all of you, certainly number one, is the paradigm shift. Number two, to reclaim your power. This will only happen if we have that paradigm shift on what we are doing right now. Certainly the final outcome would be to enjoy what you deserve in pathways in life. Why I am doing what I'm doing, I'm going to share my story. I started my pathways journey in the year 2017 when they just launched. During that time, I just finished my traditional program. So for me to migrate to pathways is something really different. So I'm going to take a poll right now and ask some of you who have actually been through that traditional program. If you have, give me an emoticon of love because I know a lot of us are still deeply in love with the traditional program. Yes, I can see some smile, I can see some laughter and all that. Yes. So that was my journey. I was really getting a lot from the traditional program. In fact, my DTM, I told myself, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure I'm able to get my Distinguished Toastmaster from that traditional program. I would also like some of you to help me to unmute some of the speakers or mute some of the speakers if they're not aware, because sometimes we can just, suddenly unmute ourselves without the awareness. Thank you so much. Now, another thing I want to share, when I first started my pathways, I absolutely do not have any mentor to guide me because it was so new, very, very new. So what I did was I just logged into the system. Luckily, I know how to log into the system, even though I'm not really tech savvy. I just don't like it. And every time you log into the system, you keep forgetting your password. I mean, that happened to me. So we have to forget password. So eventually I got into a system and I did the very first speech, which is icebreaker. How many of you have done your icebreaker? Please put your name in the chat box. Yes, I want to see more hands. Now, icebreaker was the first speech that I did. And interestingly, after the icebreaker, I stopped. You won't believe this. I stopped for the entire 365 days and beyond. You must have wondering why I stopped. Well, number one, I stopped because I was stuck. After the speech, I'm supposed to click, do a lot of click, and then complete the project, and then complete the project and move on to the next one. But I was stuck. When I was stuck, I was trying to ask a lot of people to help me, but nobody could help me. Seriously, even the PQD can't help me because we were so new. At the end of the day, the first emotion that I got was, I was very upset with Pathways. I felt like, what kind of education system I'm on? Why I'm stuck right now? It's just because of a very technical glitch and nobody can help me. So that was the frustration. And that, because of that feeling, I was stuck for 1 whole year. Now, the reason why I share this, because I believe when we embark on something new, there will always be a learning curve. And the learning curve can only be expedited or move forward if we have a paradigm shift. So this is the reason why I figured the most important lesson that I got from Pathways was really the paradigm shift. So I'm going to change my background now to the paradigm shift background. I hope all of you can still see this. Now, this paradigm will not happen if I don't have a mentor. So I have to stress again the importance of having a mentor. How many of you are actually having a mentor right now? Just a raise of hand. If you don't have, it's fine. If you don't have, please look for one. I'm happy to see a lot of hands. So all the 41 of you participants right now, leaders, great leaders. Find yourself a mentor, be a mentor to somebody. So when my mentor knew I was stuck, I was so unhappy and I complained a lot, right? The usual human behavior, complain. So I complained and my mentor told me, you know what, Pat? In this world, there is no perfect education system. It's an education system. You will never find a perfect education system. You will never find a perfect leader. And you will never find a perfect Toastmasters club. Wow. You know what? It took me a while to accept the reality because I, being a dreamer, I tend to idolize everything. And I knew this is the reality I need to embrace, I need to accept, and this is the way for me to move forward. So that was the paradigm shift. So once I cleared it up, true enough, maybe it's the law of attraction. One of the members in my club, I can still remember her name, Karen Ding, no longer Toastmaster, but she was just do a few clicks, then I can move on. So sometimes to solve the problems that we have, it's just, and somehow you have somebody to help you. And along the way, I also learned one of the very powerful things is to ask around, always ask, A-S-K. So that's my, moving forward. How did I reclaim my power? Remember I shared with you guys, I was stuck for 1 whole year. And I was feeling rather incompetent because, you know, giving speeches, if you don't keep giving speeches for some reason, you just feel stuck. How many of you actually experience that? If you don't give speeches, talking about giving proper speeches, yeah, in 1 week, 1 month, give it a try. I want to challenge you. If you really want to feel the very incompetent emotion for not able to give speeches eloquently, I want to challenge you. Like all sports, everything in life, you have to keep practicing it. So I felt like I started to stutter and I was like stumbling upon my words and I lost my choice of words and all that. That really made me very sad. I'll be very honest with you, because me being an extrovert, I love to express myself. Can I see a show of hands if you consider yourself an extrovert? I know Betty, Lucy, Mizzy, for sure, you guys are extroverts, and Bala as well. So for extroverts, we need to speak and also to feel like we are part of that community. As a result, I went to speak as many times as possible. That's why I am joining not just one club. Eventually, I joined 4 clubs 51. And also I want to appreciate the fact that because of pandemic, I'm on Zoom. Zoom, I want to give thanks to the creator of Zoom. I guess all of you knew who he is. And I want to thank Zoom. Because of Zoom, I got connected to Joseph, Nazneen. Tim, I never see Tim in person, even though we are from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. And certainly, we never met you before, but I can feel your energy across the screen. And that's where the power is. So remember the paradigm shift that I mentioned? Once I got that the system is not perfect, but so I'm doing justice to myself. I'm taking accountability to myself. And I'm also wanting to put the dedication back to my own hands. I'm dedicated to my own growth. Would you agree? Nobody. In this world, nobody is responsible for our own growth. It's only ourselves. And that requires a lot of discipline, understanding, and certainly a certain amount of dedication. In fact, a huge amount of dedication, because to put a lot of dedication up to other people, sometimes it's easy, but to dedicate to your own self, it can be difficult. Especially in Asian culture, we tend to serve rather than serving ourselves. So I just want to stop here for a while and ask all of you, while you have put out a lot of dedicated energies to the people around you, how much are you putting in yourself? How much? The entire 11 path gave me a very, very important lesson I want to share. Not all of us are going to do the 11 path, but as long as you have completed one speech in projects, any of the path, is a sign of dedication to yourself. I used to think I need to be every time the best speaker, then only I will move on. Toastmasters journey. I'm not sure how many of you are in that category. I hope none, because that wasn't a very realistic expectation of my own self-growth. And one of the biggest lessons is to put time, effort to my own growth, reflect upon it, and still embrace when things doesn't turn out the way it is. To be very honest with you, throughout my entire speech, my 11 path, I've done so many speeches, but I have certainly done some speeches that were so-called not serving the purpose. One of it I can remember is from my effective coaching. I was too new. I was really gung-ho. I picked up effective coaching as one of number one path, not knowing I have to do, oh Lord, high performance leadership project. So that was my pain at the end. I didn't even fulfill the purpose statement. I felt like a complete failure. Have you been in that space before? And I worked for quite some time, but again, thanks to my mentor. I have many mentors. And they told me, you know, Pat, you got to be realistic. It's not the number of failures you can encounter, it's how well you can bounce back from your failure. So that was the greatest lesson. This paradigm shift helped me so much in my career, in my personal life. I come from a stockbroking background. My life is full of challenging moments. Every time up, down, and that's when the money gets made. Sometimes the money gets burned. And to me, this paradigm shift is so important for me to be able to pick myself up again, to be where I used to be. Do share continuously in the chat box because I'm here to share with you my story. And hopefully that would inspire you to look back at your own personal experience and make full use of it. Throughout my entire 11 path, I certainly realized the power of stories. Let me share with you what stories Ada would S-U-L. And that's why all of us love stories. And your story certainly inspire another individual planet for sure. So the second lesson was important. I had the paradigm shift. That's where I got more confident about myself, including the failure that I have. And that's where I get to claim back my own power. The 11th path is a journey. I was never where I am today. Betty can tell because Betty knew me when I first did my Toastmasters journey. I was full of dreams, by the way. Imagine that I can be the world champion of public speaking in no time. And I'm going to share with you what heartbreak that I was a contestant many years ago. I believe that was 2015, 16. I just started. I thought I competed in the humorous speech and evaluation contest. And I was so sure that I'm going to be the champion. Why? Because everybody was very soft. And there were just 3 contestants, by the way. For me being the louder and the most animated, I thought I'm going to. And of course, when they declared by the contest Toastmaster, they will certainly resonate with this. Time disqualification. I wasn't naive. I thought probably it's another person. But then I wasn't placed at all, not even a third. That was the hardest moment in my life. When I thought I had it all, so it was taken away from me. So I felt like, for sure, powerless for sure, but I had to think. And that's when the failure was great for my growth because I was getting good. Being arrogant, I feel, is part of human nature. And because of this, I want to remind myself, oh, stay as possible. After completing all the 11 paths, you know what? Wow, I'm so glad I completed all the 11 paths because my improvement is big. And that brings me to the point that I'm also here to claim the power to make appropriate choice for my own growth. We all have the power to make decision just the way you want it. How to make a decision? There is always no wrong. A decision is a decision. We just have to make it, right? And along the way, yes, I didn't make all the right choices. Sometimes I make the wrong choice, like buying a wrong stock, right? And you saw the share coming down. And you're wondering, oh my God, am I going to cut it, lose it, hold it, or what should I do? Or average down if you're from an investment background. And that I really need to ask myself questions. Making decision is a process, but how to make better quality decision. All comes back to your power again. Trying to invest in your own self. Toastmasters. Right now, there are 45 of us here, including myself. 45 of you make a conscious choice to be here, sharing. That's so important. We are going to inspire our community. So the final point that I want to make, while we are fully aware of the power, also beware. Don't take the power away from you. So I'm going to be very honest again. I was on social media for a long time because I want to test out my competency in all the languages that I really like. At the end of the day, yes, I had people who never appreciated what I did. And initially, I was very hurt because human beings, we hate rejection, we hate objection, and we just hate not being appreciated. This, perhaps, is my biggest breakthrough. The breakthrough that I had. You know the breakthrough that I have? Don't let anyone have the power over your destiny. Nobody has the right. I keep reminding myself, this is where the real power is. This is not from the space of arrogance, but it's from the space of wisdom and a deep understanding. You have to design your own destiny. So that was the wisdom that I collected from the 11th path after being on social media for many, many moons, many months as well, since the pandemic. So the final outcome, I hope to share with all of you. What would be the final outcome? The first is to have a paradigm shift, followed by reclaiming the power that you have for yourself. The final outcome for me is always practice what we have learned. My mentor told me, don't keep it in the world of Toastmasters. Everything we learn, 11 path, by the way, can give you 300 different skill sets, and I'm serious. 300 different skills. You don't have to have all the 300. If you are able to just embrace at least 3, it's great enough for you to make a difference in your own life, in the life of your loved ones, and of course, the people that you really care. So if there's a very, very important why I'm today, I'm going to sum it up in 3 very important words, just A-B. Very easy. You will own A-B. End of the session, the biggest with your A number of appreciation. Perfect that we are imperfect. Yeah, that in self I for education that evolving, always a lead progress. And once I had that brought me to the second one. The second one, how many give me a shout? What do you think for me is? I want, if A is Asian, what would be the B? B is boy, by the way. I want to be gender neutral. What is the B?
Benevolence.
Behavior.
You never believe I saw Peter Lam. Go ahead and Deepa. For
Behavior.
me, bravo.
Believe in yourself.
Believe. Go ahead and be.
Benevolence.
You know, yes. You know, my B is, everybody will have a different B. My B was a breakthrough. What is of breakthrough? Doing what you did, or crossing again the finishing line when you hunt. To me, it's like walking here. A follower of Tony, you will know what I mean. That breakthrough allowed me, myself, warrior. But it's very hard for me to tap into that full potential of myself. We are all conditioned, we are not good enough. So I found this myth that we are not able to. Please walk along with me, share your story. So the final C, go ahead and type your C in the chat box. I certainly want to know your C, and my C was continuous learning. And it is continuous learning. I see culture. Go ahead, complete commitment, a gift of appreciation, a gift of breakthrough for me, a gift of continuous learning. A lot of people ask, so Pat, you have done your 11 pound, what's next? I told them, yes, I'm going to repeat my path again, even though, you know, Toastmasters, they have recently made a new announcement. They're going to reduce the number of paths right now. Yes, to 6, right? But I feel like this is your commitment, and I want to repeat again. Why repeat? Repeat it because I'll have a different learning altogether. And I'm very excited about Udly. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of artificial intelligence speech coach that you have right now. It's free of charge. Udly would give me a different learning experience. And for me, increase in membership, the USD, it can be very hurtful. If you look it from a certain, I want to challenge you that amount that you have invested, I call it return on time. I'm going to do it very soon. Every time you show up, it's a return on time investment. Not money investment. 15 USD, you can always make back. It's time. It's the time you spend on growing yourself. You can take that away. And time is the most precious commodity in the whole universe. When I was poor, I tried to use time buy money. I'm going to share your story. Like I want to buy, you can't see, right? Of coffee. I will 10 shops and find out which cheapest. But when I shop across the 10 shops, I spend half a day. And I spent 6 hours to see $1. Is that worth the while? And now I thought I want to easier. I want to use money by time. And that's where I'm coming from. And I'm very delighted that I'm able to share. We'll have a Q&A later on, 10 minutes. And wrap up, before I wrap up, I would also like to pose a question to all of you, ardent listeners, ardent leaders in your own room. You've been leading your community, your tribe, and yourself. What's next for you? Are you going to make full use of the speeches you've done? Or you're going to deliver in time so that you get the maximum return on your time investment? If you're ready to do that, I'm going to ask you to join in the chat box. And certainly, I want to see a big smile. Our distinguished Toastmaster, yes, it's photo time again. Because every time when you're Yap, I need to take photo. Why? Because this is the one time we are together. The next time we will not have the same mix again. And because of this, I adore each and every one of you. And let's turn on your video. It's the final. Lucy, are you okay to help us?
Sure.
Thank you so much, Lucy. On your count, 3, 2, 1.
One, I can post and happy, excited. 1, 2, 3.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm going to change background now. Again, to get a bit excited. So this is the so we are all here invested in our own. We are all here to our growth, and I'm open for questions, and I'll hand the control over to our event Distinguished Toastmaster, Bala. Take it away.
Thank you, DTM Patricia. Informative and inspiring keynote speech. My dear friends, I ask you once again, keep your questions. I've already received few of them. Kick out that, but stop. This is a good opportunity to pick line of DTM Patricia apps. We learn, and the question is not just for you. The answer is for everybody. Let's learn together. So DTM Patricia, are you ready to?
Yes. Ever ready.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. So I have more. So he's kind of asked me a few questions. One he answered. The question, he has two questions that I want to put forward to you. One is, how much time does it do as a Toastmaster to complete one full path? And what are your hobbies other than eating paths?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Morley. Advanced Smedley Chapter 1 Toastmasters Club, a very meaningful question. How long does it take to complete one path? I'm going to share with all of you. It all depends on the path itself. For instance, some of the paths like coaching, persuasive influence, in planning, we need to do the high performance leadership project. For me, that would be longer for sure. And to make this really meaningful, I recommend it's going to do an audit, but I'm sure each of the projects at least would last minimum 3 months and above. That's to really learn to manage. In fact, I can share my project has been ongoing and it's still ongoing right now. I'm in my third. I still haven't completed the project. But the only reason why I'm trying project because I love to I just want to find out how to manage project on a long basis. All right. Now, as far as some of the other 8 paths, if you are determined to put in your best effort, each path you can actually finish it within 3 months. And mark my word, 3 months, you have to have not this. I have a plan that's always I have just one plan, I multiple. And that's why one of the reasons I'm a member of 6 clubs. One of the biggest benefit in terms of not time investment, able to get feedback from diversified audience, diversified leaders. That's where the learning is. You don't have to be a member of so many clubs. If you to go clubbing, go to clubs, try out different topics, and that's where you yourself familiarize with different. For me, culture is so important, and certainly different communication style and leadership style. So I say for each of the difficult paths, at least I would say, wow, that I would say 6 months and a difficult path. For those paths that doesn't require high performance leadership, at least 3 months. And have a mentor. You need to be guided for sure. Yeah. I hope that's your question. And in terms of hobbies, yes, hobbies, you probably know I can do random talking for hours now, thanks to Toastmasters. It's the only thing I was so ambitious. I actually want to put myself in the record of Malaysia. I continuously do my life for more than 365 days. But this part whereby I need to a guide so that I'll be, but I didn't apply for it. But the fact I successfully did it for more than 1 whole year, which is kind of crazy. Every night for at least an hour or so, 3 languages, English, Mandarin, and Cantonese. Seriously, my brain. And I no longer are afraid to talk to the camera. So I thank Toastmasters for very important project social media presence stress enough of importance. Thank you. I hope this question. Thank you. Yes, Bala, I'm ready for the next.
Yeah, so thank you for explaining, clarifying. So we another question from our table topics master for today, Nadine Selvan. So he wanted to understand you prepare all the time for all your speeches in 11 parts, or after 70 or 80 you felt I can just go and deliver any speech?
Okay, I'm going to share. It all depends on our personality. As far as personality is concerned, I am the type that loves to collect these and I love to share. So a lot of the ideas can just come in, a second, then I have an idea. For instance, yesterday I was at my club meeting and I was going through the challenging moments, and it just popped into my. In fact, I did this session, my members yesterday, in a different manner. It gave me evaluation was so, for me, so timely and insightful. I changed my entire presentation for all of you. It was a complete change. Some of them who were with me yesterday will be shocked. The only reason why I'm able to craft and all this is never how great I am. Is the fact I'm willing to fail in front of everyone. Because I always believe Dr. Rossi, when he started Toastmasters Club, he was so eager to find and to cultivate a loving, supportive, protective environment so that we are free of being judged. We are still being evaluated. There's a big difference between evaluation and judgment. But once you remove that away, hey, this is your right out. And that gives me a lot of freedom to be who I am, to give different type of speeches. And for me, there's a technique, of course, to come up with different speeches. In fact, that would be another lesson, the workshop. Much.
Thank you, DTM Patricia.
Thank you.
Next question is from Toastmaster Arun Ipo.
Yes.
To you is your motivation for trying to complete every pathway. How do you keep that motivation? What is the secret?
Thank you, Arun. Very, very, it's a very painful question that I need to address. I need to reflect. It all happened because my late dad passed on in 2018. He was the pillar in my life, and he was a die-hard educator. Dad was an educator, and he emphasized so much on education because that was the only tool he has when he was so poor, when my grandma had nothing to put on the table. So education was the game changer for my dad, and I picked it up from him. And to see him grow, I just need my calling to continue my legacy. I consciously want to be a Toastmaster. It was a conscious choice. I then move on because my dad was so happy that because of Toastmasters, one of my dreams came true. So I'm going to give a story. I Toastmaster of a very self-focused. I want to make my father very proud of me. And during that time, I was taking MBA, the Master of Administration in Malaysia. I wanted to be really make my dad proud. I was never a straight A student, but because of Toastmasters, I am very and happy to see my father when he's my GPA calculated grade point area. I ended up with 3.9. Masters, not just where leaders are made, where dreams came true. I worked very, and my dad was so happy, and he was so happy that I was improving on my communication skills and my leadership skills, and therefore, when dad moved on, I knew this is my calling, and I very happy to let all of you know, as the Toastmasters in organization exists, I would like a member. Thank you. Thank you, Arun. I hope that answers your question. That's where my question is. I believe each and every one of you look deep at your own motivation, and that motivation can change. Nothing is static. I think, and now I have so much clarity, and I'm so happy that I completed the 11th path, because that would have made my dad very proud. And coming from a man's background, yes, certainly I want to make sure I have maximum return of the time that I certainly on the money that I. Thank you so much for the question.
DTM Patricia, interesting question. Master Vinu Karthik. There must be some kind of a routine that you have followed in order to kind of keep going. Share with us, what is that routine that you, in order to stay focused?
A routine certainly is one of the strategies, and also that ability to understand the power of. I am still evolving, and I'm very conscious of thoughts in my life right now. So I want to bring your conscious, if I can share my morning practice, is really to start something positive. It can be a video clip, certainly somebody that you deeply admire, and that was stay in a positive note. And you know, human minds, we have 60,000 thoughts every. If we do the research, you will know it's never easy. But stay in that consciousness that each minute, each second, it counts, because we only live once. That awareness gives me the motivation where I am. And of course, there are that I'm going to slack, play, I'm going to have a PT. That's totally fine. But I make sure I have friends around who are like me, who are positive. Another great tip is to have positive friends, your influencers in your life, who are like-minded, who are able to perhaps give me a slap. You spend too much time, you know, in PT. Please get up and move on. So 2 tips: start your morning with a quote that it really drives you. Second, certainly yourself with the influence who are going to help you in yourself. And that's why we are Toastmasters. I try my best in meetings, because to the speeches, just being with all, it gives me the expression to let me know, hey, alone. I am not alone. You will never be alone. How many of you are fans? If you are not, it's fine. I will walk alone. In total, for sure. Arun, Alan, I hope that answers.
Hey, Patricia, do you have a couple more questions? Is that okay?
Totally okay with me. Yes.
One question from me is, well, when you see people even completed path or struggling with speeches, what do you say to them?
Now, for members who are struggling with a speech, I was in that place before. I was. How to pick yourself up again is all that awareness, knowing that it's part of learning. And all of you who are here now, space, how many of you? I'm going to look around. There are 41 of us here. If you know somebody who, if you can't help them for whatever reason, influence somebody to help them. Because sometimes you just need that somebody to let them know, hey, I knew you're stuck, but is it okay if you share this with me so that we can move forward together? So that kind of a relationship certainly will help some of us who are stuck to be unstuck. But I'm also going to share the other side of the coin, which is the ugly truth. The ugly truth is not everyone is going to stay on, do their speeches, be dropped out. Reality. Before they really choose to drop off as a give them the reason to stay. So if they choose to drop not wanting to be a Toastmaster, it's a conscious choice. It's a conscious choice. It's the best choice for them. People who just quit Toastmasters, but they come back 10 years later, and they even become powerful, right? So if it's something that I can share to the members there, if you're stuck, please don't feel sorry for yourself. It's just part of the feel that you're stuck so that you can pain that some of you are through. And for leaders out, in order to be an active leader, you go through the pain. I can't sit here and share with you all my success story. No, I'm going to be very fake and not real. Reality of the yes is pain and pleasure, and that's what human life is all about. And once able to have this understanding, that will be the drive to whatever I've shared with you beyond the world of Toastmasters. I also want to give a shout to Savia, who is now in the class. She has done so much to help me have a certain paradigm shift in my life. And in the final gift, I want all of you, whatever gift that you have collected, go practice, be the world of Toastmasters. I'm here in a journey to definitely be better at self-mastery. So that's where leadership comes in. Some of the paths are perfect for self-leadership. I love presentation mastery, is my number one. I'm doing it again. I just love it so much. It's all about self-mastery. And when you have that and you wish to serve your tribe, your club, your district, then you can explore into some of the leadership development, dynamic leadership allows you the ways to really reflect on your own leadership style and to go beyond serving or tribe, beyond when you are the organization. Maybe you're working at a top organization in your country, serve that organization, do justice. You want to do it. That's purely basis, team collaboration, strategic relationship. I love Lolo so much. Talks about culture. We are able to build relationships. People who are so different. I embrace diversity, I'm a fan of inclusion. I'm gender neutral. Yes, I'm very gender neutral, and I'm proud to it's a journey. Learn to appreciate all of you, have my breakthrough, and certainly continuous learning. Thank you so much for having me. Over to you, Bala.
Thank you, Patricia Yap, and thanks for everybody who was actually sending questions. And I know there's more questions. Many of them want to talk to DTM Patricia. Yeah. I think.
Sorry, can I just jump in? Jyoti, you have a question for me? Because I noticed you raised your hand a couple of times. I'm sorry. Final one, yes, Jyoti.
So,
thank you very much, DTM Patricia. Made my heart warm. I did come in a little late, and I do beg apology for it because I was rushing in all the way from listening to you here. I want to compliment on what you did. Right now, I'm in my 8th pathway. I was clueless, and many asked how many days you took. My first pathway, I took 298 days. And I said, there's no way it will take that long. I missed something. And for those of us, DTM, you were burnt on both ends doing it because the passion would have. I went in with aggression because at one it was like an addiction. I couldn't stop myself. I was attending like 3 club meetings. 63, I run 4x7 work, and I realized I have to do something to stop myself. Is it possible? Yes, what you said is so true. Complete respects for you. You said the ABC. The way I started getting to it, Patricia, was when I felt people didn't understand what I was trying to share, when feedback went berserk. And that's when I said, I'm not going to let anybody off. I will go the next mile. And I kept, when the boundary, I crossed that. So I'm going to tell every Toastmaster here, divine connected the dots, and I'm here because of that. If not, I'm looking at my 8th pathway, wondering what next I go from here. And I want to finish all 11. I'm clueless. I didn't have enough to guide me. I'm meeting you here, and I have a big thank you to, if it was not somebody from the Malaysian club who called me, it was BB who sent the message. I'm very grateful to the entire. I came here, the reason being, you shouldn't go to many clubs. That's how I found Asian Toastmasters Club. All they supported pathways. I owe it to every Toastmaster here. And thank you. You said such relevant. I was standing proof walking that path. God bless you and wish you all success. A quick clarification. What next after path 11?
Repeat my path usually. In fact,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not taking too much time, but show you this group of people. One of the reasons why I want to repeat my path again, you usually won't believe how much effort I put in. Just the team, just 9 of them, because of the passion of people with AI. This is where I'm coming. In fact, I hope if we are able to use to speed up our learning, because there's so much more to explore. And this is where I'm coming from. So I'm repeating my path again. I don't know how many paths I'm going to repeat and as possible. I love this, and I love the learning along. Certainly, allow me to share with you a final thing. Final thing, this is a bonus to all of you who stayed until now, and I'm going to stop later. The biggest lesson that I got from all my 11 paths, this golden tip. Members. It's all about members. It's the power of members that allow me to be where I am. Each and every one of you. Your membership can change somebody's life. You mark my word. Your membership will change somebody else's life. If I don't have the members, if members are not there to serve my evaluator, to be there, listen to my speech, to be kind enough, how many R's and M's and whatnot. Or have I used the word of the theme, dedication? I will never be where I am. The biggest lesson, I'm just an ordinary human being. The power of members. Toastmasters International are made where members are found, and certainly where dreams come true. So much for this very powerful question. And I'm going to share the final slide. I hope you will take it. While we all want to be happy, 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 all of you are a lighthouse in your own community. You are the lighthouse. Thank you. Over to you, Event Chair.
One last question.
Yes.
In the 11 parts of your competition, what masters
which on in a privilege to be a speaker, even though one of the profession get paid can be very stressful. and I deal with the financial times. I guess the biggest skill sets that I have to have compassion, to have compassion, especially when clients are not in the best, to passion to companies. Many listed companies sometimes do well and they ended up getting delisted when are burned. This is the real fact of the world of investment. It's really happening, and because of that allows me to move on in my research analysis companies. So that's one very important project I want to share with all of you. As it's really life-changing in my program. That's research presenting. One, researching and presenting the new path we park it under level 2 is one of the changer. One, the ability to do proper research, present it in such a way that is to understand your stakeholder, you can voice. Because of that, you want to be a contributor to your life. And certainly one of the biggest have more empathy, compassion for people, and more wise, certainly, more wisdom. Thank you so much. I hope that answers your question, Joseph. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was actually your questions are for everybody. It was good to know, learn together. The DTM Patricia app for sharing so much insights, learning, and I'm sure it will come back to the commitment and the dedication we have in our for our meeting. So I'll now pass for the vote of thanks to our club connected.
Can we have a big round of applause for both the event chair and the keynote speaker, please? Can unmute all of you and give a big round of applause. Yes, Joseph, sir, you can.
Honorable Chief Guest, my distinguished guest, and beloved Toastmasters, very good evening to one and all. It's a great honor to pause vote of thanks. All who have made this event a very sounding success. For all, I would like to thank our distinguished speaker, Patricia. This is what she was by Peter Wang of Smedley Chapel. Pat, for making an excellent presentation, making this event insightful and interesting. The pictorial representation has added to a 11 pathway. I will here our program of application and the more inspiring us by your high love. I take this opportunity to thank the event for rendering his full support and cooperation in handling the question and answer session diligently, encouraging the whole audience connecting to the profound of this evening. I also extend my appreciation to the President Club, Madam Nazneen, whose great enthusiasm sending the invitation to our keynote speaker and the willingness of the speaker to accept our invitations simultaneously for making this event more conspicuous August celebration. I take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks on behalf of Speech Weavers Club, as well as my own, to all the guest invitees who have devoted their time and support at every point of time where there is our club's great event takes place. Last but not least, that without the meticulous planning and execution by our Toastmasters, their involvement, willingness, and to take on the addition of work beyond their comfort zone in making this event great success. Thank you one and all once again, and God bless you abundantly. Over to President of the name.
Thank you so much, Joseph, sir, and for those lovely words. And I would, Patricia, if you can come on the camera from behalf of Speech Weavers, we would like to appreciate, and I'm sure from not only Speech Weavers, Toastmasters from all the world, all around the world, we'd like to appreciate. Vinu, can you share the certificate with Patricia, spotlighting Patricia, please? Yes, Vinu? Vinu, can you spot? Yes. Thank you so much for that. Cheese. Yes, cheese once more. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So much. Can we have the event chair? Balavank, can you spotlight Balavankat, sir? Thank you so much for being the event chair for this club meeting. Vinu, can you just spotlight Balavankat, sir? If you can be there on camera, sir, it will be really great. Yes, one screen, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you all. And can you all come on camera, please, so that we can take a group picture, so that it is memories that always will be there with us. And the learning that we have got from today is never to give up. Yes. And the more tough it becomes, we have to go on with dedication. Can you all come on camera for a group picture? Yes. Are we ready? Yes, everyone. Open your cameras. Cheese. Smile. Thumbs up. Emoticons. Anything. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Okay. One for good luck. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So now we'll move ahead. Yes, with the table topics. Over to you, Evanchen. You can move ahead. Yes.
Thank you, President. Yeah, so meeting is only getting more and more interesting. It's not yet over. Yes, we got so much information, a lovely speech. But that's not it. We're going to go now to the happening, scintillating part of a meet table topics. Like the table topics, we have a very topics master, Toastmaster Nadian. Toastmaster Nadian, president of Smedley Speakers Society, past area director in District 31, who started a Toastmaster journey in 2014. And professionally, he is working as a senior tech leader with Cisco for the last 22 years. My dear friends, he is so committed and dedicated to learning, and he is doing his part-time MTech, pursuing public speaking in Toastmasters, and he's exploring leadership opportunities in Toastmasters, learning like every other community Toastmaster. So let's put our hands together and welcome our table topics of today, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Chair. How many guests are there? At any case, I'll give a very quick idea on what is a table session. Mainly intended to help you improve your impromptu speaking skills. When I say, how do we do that? So I'll just throw a topic and then call one of so that you can come in, speak about it in that moment. No preparation, nothing. You just come in and speak about it. The time allocated is 2 minutes. As for the green card, do we have a timer or somebody can pick timer role?
Vinu is the timer.
Vinu, if you can show 2 minutes for green card, 2 minutes 30 seconds for yellow card, 3 minutes red. 30-second grace period is, extremely sorry, 1 minute green card, 1 minute 30 seconds for yellow, and 2 minutes for red card, right? 1 minute, 1 minute seconds, and 2 minutes. 30-second grace period is allowed on the upper side. So you need to speak for a minute and you can go to 2 minutes 30 seconds. With this, let me move on with the first topic. Is there any guest who would like to volunteer? Interested? Yeah, I see Manohar sir. There is a famous Tirukural which says, Karam Saya Uruvan Kai Nenum Pein Pidudayadil. What it says is, there is no higher greatness than someone saying, I won't stop or leave hands off this till it is. Sir, your topic is, I will not cease in my effort till it is done. To you, sir.
Thank you, topic master Selvam. It is in very simple. We call it never give up. We have our good friend. Somebody is speaking along with me. Okay. We have our great speaker, District Master Patricia Yap, who just explained that initially she went with Josh, then she stopped, but then she found something instigating or which made her to think why she is part of this organization. So there could be obstacles. In my email ID, first thing what I put in my tagline is challenges or what I love. If there is no challenge in life, I don't think anything will be, we can achieve anything. So what is the, with all the obstacles coming against you, you will have to face, and when you become triumphant or win the goal, then happiness what you get is something great. So what I would recommend everybody, I can tell you a whole story in my personal life. Between 2014 to 2014, I lost over 4 crores of money in my business activity. Then it did not make me, I mean, my wife and children may decide to have a, but I recovered that money, changing my plan, but did not change my goal. So never give up. Grace, I came back to India. I did a lot of 2 years time. I earned half of that. Today, by God's grace, I'm never give up, because what is in store at the end of the day. Be active and be passive, but don't ever give up. Thank you, topic master. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. It's great to see a live example implemented and you also succeeded in that. So the next topic is time is cheap. Dedication is expensive. Talent is cheap. Dedication is expensive. Any guests would like to volunteer?
Hello. I think I will. Maybe I'll go next. That's fine.
Yes. Yes. Chandra, right?
Yeah. You want me to go ahead?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, table topic master, fellow Toastmaster, guest. Talent is cheap, but dedication is costlier. I agree with that. I would like to share my experience and my opinion on this topic. Talent is cheap. Like I say that the way I infer this is in such a that like we get people like who can learn things. Again, dedication is something to discipline and habit. It's something like which is in nature and human in nature, and we need to have it in ourselves. Like it's like comparing values with talent. So I will be putting it as like skills and talent. So while the talent is something like we can correlate as some more work related, which can build over a period of time. So the other thing is like value. So this will build up like only incrementally. It will not happen just like that. So like I will an example of ABC, which beloved Patricia has already shared. So, but only one difference is it is in a jumbled fashion. So I'll go with the CBA. So the day should start with continuous learning, and then we need the balance, and finally we need to maintain that attitude. That's such a way that talent can be discipline clear. That's what will determine it. Back to you, Master.
It's to see the version ABC. Thank you so much. We go for a couple topics.
I think you can go for another one, and we can.
That is Rohit, you can give.
Rohit, so you're ready? Rohit, can I hear a yes? So you're ready?
Interested.
Okay. Anyone else?
You are muted. I think Rohit, you are muted.
Okay, anybody else who's interested can take over. Suresh Balu, or I think K. Thiruvallasalam, sir.
I can go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Nelson Mandela said, "Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back again." Your topic is falling down and back again.
Thank you.
Falling down and getting back again. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, table topic master. I think failure is stepping stone of the success, right? We should never take failure as a kind of end, right? Our own previous table master said he has failed miserably at some point of time, but again he should be able to come back and prove himself that he can still able to recover whatever money is lost, and he can still able to be a successful person. Not take failure end. And so many people in this world have failed so many times, right? You take example of Thomas Alva Edison. You take example of the some other leaders in the world, right? They are all failed so many times. They have not given up courage in terms of they are ready to fail, and they're able to learn from that. They could able to move on. So so we should never take failure as the. If I need to take an example of myself, so I am a failure basically from a condition perspective. Though I could able to do well in my job, but when I've been asked to come on stage talk about success stories, I could not to utter a single word. I really felt bad, and though a lot of knowledge, things I can share it, but I could not do it because of the fear of communication or fear of failure. So that's I decided maybe I was looking at so many different platforms. I came to know about a Toastmaster club, and I enrolled to become a member. So we should not take failure as a end. We should take failure as an experience, learn from it, and move on. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Suresh. Can we have one more topic, probably the final one?
I think we are running short. We are overshooting time, so
Okay.
it was positive of time. Definitely, everybody will be acknowledged. Yeah, thank you so much, Table Topic Master.
Can we hear for all the speakers?
And the Table Topic Master. Can we all unmute and have for all the speakers and Table Topic Master? Thank you so much. I would like to thank each one of you, especially the guests, members, the ExCom, and the keynote speaker, all the role takers. And we are not going to have polls today for the table topics, as we believe that appreciate and identify these people who have come up and have taken part in table topics. And the certificates will be sent to you personally on the group and to your mail ID, definitely for sure. So I would like to thank each one of you to have taken part in this. There are a few announcements that I want to make is that we have won the Diamond Club Award, and this is just the beginning, and we hope to win furthermore Speech Weavers. Next week, we will be having a speakathon. So kindly contact the VP Ed of our club, that is Joseph Sir Benedict, for the speakers and the evaluators, so that we can have a real speakathon with the time frame. Only speeches and evaluations. No, nothing else. Definitely, we will make it up. You can contact Joseph Sir. Members and guests, it's open to the floor is open for everyone. So let us do it with full adrenaline rush after this session that we have had today. Each session of ours is taking us to a level higher than the other. I won't take much of your time. I now adjourn the meeting 7:30 as adjourned. Now, the floor is open for networking. All of you all, if you have questions, you can speak with Patricia and with each other. Thank you so much.